Hey Baddie, welcome back to the Baddest You podcast, where every listen takes you to the baddest version of yourself. I am your Baddie mindset coach, Ambria, and in today's episode, I'm going to tell you how to stop overthinking. Make sure you guys check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Ambria. Follow the Baddest You on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, and let's get into this week's episode. Overthinking sucks, and that's coming from a chronic overthinker. I have been an overthinker my entire life. To this very day, I am still trying to work past overthinking. It can be such a daunting, overwhelming thing. It takes so much mental energy. You're just in this spiral of trying to feel secure, and you cannot feel secure because you are chasing that security, right? We all know, you and I both know, the way to have security is not by chasing it, it's by embodying it. And that's why overthinking sucks so much, because it's us trying to feel secure through techniques that are creating more insecurity. And so that's why we're not doing any more overthinking. I was like, you know what? I gotta talk to the baddies today. I gotta bring you guys face to face with me. We gotta talk about it. Overthinking is not effective. It's not gonna help you win. And I'm gonna tell you guys today some techniques to help you to stop overthinking and why you shouldn't do it in the first place. Number one, you have to learn to live intentionally. All right. I always say, you first wake up in the day. What is your intention for the day? Right? My intention is to have a great day. My intention is to know my worth. My intention is to have a peaceful day, a productive day, you name it. Whatever day you want to have, you can have. You just have to decide and own it no matter what comes up in the day. And that's the thing we forget. All right. If you do confidence affirmations, my intention is to be confident, right? And something comes up, you're not going to immediately run to be insecure and afraid. You're going to say, nope, I'm going to remember these affirmations. I'm going to be confident in myself. I'm going to remember my worth. And that's why it's so important to live intentionally, right? Focus on your priorities as well, right? What are your priorities? What are you doing in life? I personally, Ambria Hardy, do not have time for hate comments. I do not have time for jealous behavior. I don't have time for bad friendships. I don't have time for anything negative because I'm too busy trying to make my money. I'm too busy trying to work out and take care of myself and be the absolute best version of myself, most glowed up version of myself. That's where my priorities lie. And so anything less that comes up, I do not give it my energy and attention. And of course, this was a work in progress, right? Like, I used to overthink about everything, give everything my energy. One thing I had to learn was just because something shows up doesn't mean it's mine to carry. Just because a circumstance happens doesn't mean I have to engage. A person says a thing doesn't mean I have to give my power up to it. I can observe it and say, nope, going back on my path that I was on anyway. You have to understand, baddies, that like, you don't have to go out of your way to try to figure something out to win. Like, what's meant for you will be regardless. You do not have to go out of your way to try to see if you're going to have what you want. You're valuable. Do you understand the value that Beyonce has, the value that Rihanna has? You have the same value. If you wouldn't think that they would have these types of problems, why would you allow yourself to have these type of problems? Why would you see yourself in that way? And that's the point, right? Self-concept overrides everything. How are you perceiving yourself? You are assuming that you can't win. Now you're overthinking. Overthinking comes from a place of not feeling enough, of seeing ourselves as not worthy of whatever it is that we want to attract. And you have to understand that this is very much in your control. You are worthy of whatever it is you want to attract. You are deserving of whatever it is that you want to create. And you're not trying to have this thing to see if you can have safety, if you can have validation, if you can have worth, and you can have value. You're creating what you want because you know you have value. So recognize that. It's so important to understand our value and our worth before we start going into situations so that we can actually be in our power and create what we want instead of chasing to the end of our days. You have to choose what's choosing you. I have talked about it time and time again in this podcast. It is not okay to sit in your own head, in your own life, and decide, oh, I'm not being chosen or I'm not worthy, victimizing yourself about situations, feeling like it's not going to work out. Like, what? This is your life and you're allowing yourself to see yourself in that way. Not on my watch. I don't think so. Right? You have to choose what's choosing you. You are better than that. You are better than saying, oh, this person cheated on me, or oh, why did they choose another girl? Or oh, this job didn't work out for me. I'm never going to have it. Like, you're better than that. We have to start thinking in abundance, baddies. Overthinking is easily combated by thinking in abundance, right? Of course, this is going to go my way, right? I don't have to chase this. I know if not this opportunity, a better one. Oh, this person didn't work out. A better one's on the way, right? You have to see yourself as, I'm better. I deserve the best. Never truly in a position of lack or scarcity. Stop allowing yourself to see yourself in that way because you're better than that. And whatever it is you believe about yourself is what you will manifest. You are what you think. And so you could be sitting here and being like, Ambria, I hear you, but this is the circumstance at hand. And I want to remind you that your perspective is what you will attract. Two people could look at the $200 in a bank account. One person will be so grateful. Oh my gosh, $200. Yes, thank God. The next person could be, oh, $200. Oh my gosh. And both of these people are attracting these results to them. And so the thing is like, what are you choosing about your experience? Everything you experience is neutral. What you're assuming about it is what you will activate and call back to you, because you're that powerful co-creator. Anything that's not choosing you is second, third, fourth, fifth place. You are too busy being number one. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be number one. Okay, you got things to do. Your job is not to try to prove yourself to second, third, fourth. Look, if it's not you, it's not your business. If it's not adding to you, it's not your business. Anything that's not making you, anything that's not adding to you, it doesn't exist. Remember that. You have to see yourself as the one to impress. I've said this, like I said, a billion times on this podcast, because you are. Being a baddie is a choice. Like the mindset of a baddie, becoming the prize, like these are all decisions to make about yourself. You know what? I am a person of value. I do deserve the best. I do work really hard on myself and can't just allow any person into my life. So I do have to vet people. I do have to act like the prize and treat myself like a person of value, because there are people who don't deserve me who will try to take my energy in this life, and I need to have boundaries. You are the one to impress for a reason. You can't just allow everybody and every little thing to take your energy when you have things to focus on. So shift the dynamic in your head. You are the one to impress. You're not overthinking about them. They're overthinking about you, right? You're not overthinking about this opportunity. This company is trying to think about how they're going to gather enough money to pay you. That's how valuable you are. The second you think about wanting something, think about how valuable you are. Of course, you'd be an amazing asset to that company. Of course, you'd be the best person this other person would ever have as a partner, right? Like, see yourself clearly. You're not supposed to walk in overvaluing everybody else, having everything else on a pedestal, and then just not valuing yourself at all in the process, thinking you'll be valuable when you get that thing. Let me remind you, your interest in it made it valuable to you in the first place. You hold the power. You are the prize. Trust in your value. Your self-concept holds more power than their opinion of you. Okay, like your self-concept literally is the key of life. It is the frequency, the currency, if I may, of life, right? How you operate is what you will attract. The only thing you need to control is your perception of yourself. You don't need to control how other people act, because that doesn't control if you win or not. You don't need to control how other people perceive you. That doesn't control if you win or not. Like I said, abundance mindset. If not that, there's a better one, right? Circumstances never indicate if we're going to win. Only we do. So for you to give your personal power up to that thing, allowing that to dictate if you could win, well, what a waste, right? When you have the ability to create what you want instead. So instead of you thinking in a scarcity mindset, how can I have this? Is this going to go my way? You have to start saying, of course I can have this. Of course it can go my way. Like, trust your power, trust in your value, and trust in your ability to create what you want. You don't have to victimize yourself or feel anxious or feel scared. You don't have to lack your way into abundance. You can't lack your way into abundance no matter how hard you try. You start off with nothing and think that you're going to have everything. You have to embody, become, decide, I am worthy. Of course it's going to go my way. And that's when you will see it go your way. Just remember, baddies, the second you're overthinking about somebody else, they're already thinking about you, because you are a person of value. You are a person that deserves so much. You do not have to see yourself in a way where you're shrinking yourself at the hope of being chosen by another person. You put them on a pedestal in your head in the first place. Like, take everybody else off of the pedestal, put yourself back on the pedestal, and remember, you are the chooser, and you're not choosing anything that's not choosing you. The right people will be in your life, the right connections, the right jobs, the right opportunities will naturally align with you, and you don't have to chase, and you don't have to put anything on a pedestal in order to win it, because you are the one to win. Okay, so like every single time you think about somebody, think about 5 reasons why they would be thinking about you. Every time you think about that job, 5 reasons why you'd be the best candidate. Like, value yourself. Every time you're overthinking about something, it's because you're forgetting to value yourself. In the process, don't forget to value you. We have to learn, baddies, to slow down, okay? Do not run in fear. You're supposed to sit back, observe, and choose your experience wisely. Just because something shows up where it looks like you might lose or it looks like you might not get what you want doesn't mean that you're not going to get what you want. Remember, circumstances are not an indicator of if you win, only you. So you're not supposed to sit here and victimize yourself and feel afraid and feel scared and then run in fear and overthink. You're supposed to say, well, just because this isn't showing up means nothing. Like, I'm better than my circumstances, right? Like, I can create what I want instead. I easily get what I want. Puff up your chest a little bit and choose your experience wisely, because you are that baddie, because you do have the power to create what it is that you want. Start assuming that you'll win. Like, law of assumption is so freaking powerful. Just because you said you'd win, you will win. Like, don't accept anything less. I always say, like, what you worry about is what you are available for. And you have to be the type of baddie where you're like, nope, I have boundaries. I will not allow myself to experience less than. I will not allow myself to not get what I want. Like, that's how you have to think to get what you want. You're not going to allow less. If it didn't work out with this opportunity, another one, right? If it didn't work out with this person, another one, right? If it didn't work out in this moment, the next one, right? Like, you aren't available for less than. You're not going to ever sit and truly victimize yourself and feel like, well, I can't win and I can't get what I want. And not in your baddie life. So just just remember, like, you're a new person today. You can own it. You can be a winner today. You can be a person with money today. You can be a person with the love you deserve today. You can be a person with the dream partner today. You can be a person with whatever it is you want today. Identify as a new person, mentally, emotionally, and actions-wise. Show up as this new person, and you will naturally attract those results. Okay, well, like I said, baddies, when you go through inner child wounding, it's way more comfortable and easier to run in these old victim mindsets that we used to have. Chasing, can I have this? What's going to happen with this person? What's going to, like, that makes you feel comfortable because it's like chasing, but it makes you feel so uncomfortable at the same time because you'll never feel that sense of security. You'll never feel chosen. You never feel like it's working out for you. You'll always feel insecure in your pursuit of security. But the way to have security is embodying security, of deciding you are safe, of trusting in your worth, of trusting that the outcome will work out in your favor. That's how you win. So just remember, like, your worth is more than enough to win. You are that worthy. Your existence alone will create outcomes that show you winning because you deserve to win. So stop giving your power to anything less. From here on out, that's not who you are. You drop the awareness of the problems. From here on out, you're only available for the fact that you're winning. One of my favorite practices is anytime I'm worried about something, I use that affirmation to affirm the opposite. Let's say I'm worried about money, right? Oh, like, am I gonna have enough? I always say, I always have more than enough money no matter the circumstance. Or you're worried about this outcome with this person. I never have to worry about love. I always get the love I deserve. That's how you do it. Like, you affirm who you are, you decide who you are, and you trust and keep trusting in that affirmation until it becomes your reality, right? Because repetition forms new beliefs, and your brain will look for more proof of the beliefs that you guys have in your mind. So continue to affirm to yourself that you are abundant, that you don't have to overthink, that you are worthy, that you are the prize, and you will continue to see more of your reality reflect that back to you. So finally, just remember, do not chase, decide. You don't have to hope it goes your way. You don't have to wish it goes your way. You're going to decide it can go your way because that's how powerful you are. You are not available for anything less. You're not hoping and wishing. You're choosing because you do have that authority and you do have that power. Own it. Step into that baddie role that is your birthright and decide, I'm too much of a baddie to sit here overthinking about this. Some things are beneath your caliber. You are not the person that has to worry about money. You are not a person that has to worry about love. You're not a person that has to worry about other people's opinions or validation. You are a person that gets whatever you want, whenever you want, because you said so. Okay, baddies. Well, since stepping into this mindset, I've become so much more of a secure person. I feel so much more happier and at peace. I feel more relaxed. I am in my feminine era, and it's so much easier for me to attract the things I want without having to chase it, basically burn myself out, freaking out in the process. Okay, baddies? So thank you guys so much for checking out this week's episode of The Baddest You. Make sure you guys check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Ambria. Make sure you guys follow The Baddest You on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, and I will see you guys on next week's episode. Bye, baddies. Mwah.